What was your favorite part of the filming process?
Good question.
We liked filming on the boat, didn't we?
Yeah, the boat was awesome.
It was so great, and a work of art almost. So great to be working on such a great design feature, and see all the kind of the pictures and the statues which were reminiscent from the first and second film. It really kind of couples together the Narnian image, and it's just beautiful. The colours are incredible. We didn't realise how big it would be, so yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, and there's no kind of sort of CGI, expansion at all. The boat is literally that big, and everything you see on it is on it, and
Yeah.
it was a real honour to work on it. It was great.
In the movie, each of your characters both face various temptations, and both of your characters learn to overcome temptation. What lessons do you think that the audience will take away from what your characters learn?
Certainly, I think really, I think one of the sort of things that's quite apparent in this film, as you say, is the theme of temptation, and also the differences in how people face temptations, the many forms that it can take, and subsequently the many ways that people try and combat it and try and overcome it. Georgie's relate to the insecurities that girls face, and she's disillusioned about her older sister, and she believes that her older sister's more popular and more beautiful, and that's a source of insecurity for her character Lucy. And Edmund faces temptations in the form of the White Witch, who's obviously been a sort of recurrent temptation in his life. For Ben, it's the possibility to see his father in Aslan's country, and for Eustace, it relates back to his greed. So they all overcome it in different ways and face it in different formats. But I think the main message that people will learn is just the fact that it is different for each person, and that there is a way of overcoming it.
As you were working on the film, what did your character teach you about yourself?
Well, I've always thought that actually I've kind of used quite a few parts of my own personality in order to create the character of Lucy, so especially when I was younger. So I mean, what you see is what you get really with Lucy, and it definitely gave me a more positive way to think about insecurities and kind of think about how I could overcome mine in the future.
The visual effects in the film are absolutely stunning. Could you tell us how it was working with duffel puds and sea serpents that weren't actually there because they were added in later with computer generation?
Doing the sea serpent battle was actually fantastic.
It's been cool, yeah.
It was really great. And also we had no idea what the sea serpent was going to look like. We were very aware though, however, that it would change every time that it was kind of knocked into the water or smashed against the rocks. It would change. So I mean, it was absolutely fantastic to see how it kind of opens itself up at the end, and it's kind of tentacly. So in that respect, it was really great to kind of be really creative with it and have a really great way of imagining anything. It could look like anything. So,
Georgie, for your character, the story is really about growing up and maturing and learning who your identity is. How do you think young people who are struggling with their own self-concept will react to the lessons that Lucy learns about herself?
I think it'll definitely give them some advice and some counsel on how they can face their own challenges and overcome them. I think having Anna come back to play Susan and to kind of go through with the transformation completely was really great, and it really added something to the story and to Lucy's character arc. I really hope that young people are going to be able to relate to Lucy. It was a challenge to make her as accessible to everyone, but I tried my best.
What facet of your character, Will, do you think the audience will identify with most?
I don't know. I mean, I hope not too much. He is a very kind of obnoxious little brat, but I think really Eustace for audience members, I suppose, represents a perhaps hyperbolic and reaction to Narnia itself, a world that, if you're not aware of it, as Georgie is, and as Lucy is, and Edmund, and Peter and Susan, if you weren't aware to it and you were of the nature that Eustace is, a quite sort of obnoxious I suppose quite intelligent, to be fair to him, sort of, and very precocious individual. That's perhaps how you might react, and also bearing in mind that he's cowardly and very stroppy. You know, I think he really represents a reaction to this world that, for those that sort of, I guess, haven't encountered it, and maybe for people who are sort of new to the franchise as well, that might be interesting. I don't know.
It's really great as well because we've only ever seen the Pevensies kind of come into Narnia, and we've only seen them being really excited by it and in awe of it. So I think it was really cool to kind of get a different perspective on it and actually have someone who was really scared of it and actually very much upset about it. So I actually think that's a new thing.
Yes, I see that.